There we go. That's better. Hello. Al has to do all the jobs. That's the end result. That's what we've been warning everyone about, is that Al's gonna have to do everyone's jobs. Hi everybody. It has been a Monday. Particularly Monday-ish Monday. Just about to tuck into a delicious plate of enemies. All right. Art tablet. Microphone way over here. Me way over here. Perfect. Mini boss for dessert, and a nice post game boss to top everything off. Really, the cherry on top. A lovely, ridiculously difficult, non-canon gauntlet. Final boss. Like Waka in the Thousand Year Door remake. He finally got his time in the spotlight that he deserved. How is everybody? Pig. Pig. Hoggle. He's not going to be just a recolor. I want to make sure that the palette swap enemies are not just a palette swap. So we're going to do a little bit more to him. And we're not just going to recolor his art and then change his stats. It's a tried and true method of the Super Nintendo RPG era because they had to get by with less memory, and so it makes sense. Yeah, some details, some texture changes. One thing we're gonna do, if I were to pull up actual Dabble Worlds. Very active. Boar. That is kind of the idea with Hoggle. Is that he was kind of more of a boar. A real boar, am I right? I barely showed up for the 100 Factorio streams. It was only how many was it? 30. It's only 30. Yeah, Hoggle's more of a, let me pull Hoggle over here. Documents, GitHub, etc., games, images, enemies, pig, look at a pig. Here we go. So also notice that the eye is different on Hoggle, and he does have tusks. He does have tusks. Confirmed. Also, there's a ghost pig. Who knows what that's used for? Ooh. Spooky pig enemy. I mean, yeah, he is in the game. But he's for a limited time only. Ooh. Okay, so he needs to be more of a purple. Working on the Minecraft server. Okay, not that purple. Just a little bit more purple. There we go. That's almost spot on. 4-hour Minecraft session. Here we go. That's our target color. We'll do a little palette matching here. Oh. There he is. There he is. That's Hoggle. Mine hut. Mine hut. Do they have personal pan furnaces? All right. This is gonna be... All right, so the eyes need to be angrier. And they're wider as well. So it almost gives him the appearance that he's kind of like squinting the whole time. Because of the pizza, you see. Ah, I see, I see. Okay, so we did this at 100. Ooh. We'll give him little baby tusks, I guess. Oh, we can have the tusk be a separate object. How about that? How about the tusks just be a separate thing? So let's take these and just do a little draw over. Or draw under, I suppose. All right. Yeah, that's true. There has to be a separate hat. Wow, that was it. That was it, huh? That's all it took. We're just gonna have this alternate nose here. Now I need to make sure we line it up properly, though. Because it can't be over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm worried that's going to get in the way of the leg. We'll have to take a look at the leg. Alternate nose just dropped. Viking helmet. That sounds fun, actually. I kind of do like that. Okay. 2D. Wait, let's go with this guy. 2D. All right, buddy. What do your legs look like? Show me your legs. Go on. Go on, then. Okay, that's one leg. What about the front leg? Wait. No, I want the one that has the little bit of curve to it. Show me that leg. There we go. Okay, so it starts at X300. So I want to stay out of that territory, if possible. And then how far are the eyes going here? Width 200. Ooh. Ooh, all right, so that's not a good spot for that. As it turns out, that's not a great spot. Although I don't have to have the eyes be that far out. Okay. If I want to fit everything on this, I was gonna say let's move the tail. And then just scoot the nose out a little bit. So this one starts at 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The eyes to the very bottom. They are at the very bottom. The whole bottom of the sprite sheet is eyes. There we go. Something like that. There we go. Boom. Wow. Okay, and now let's get some deep purple for a little bit of shadow down here, or kind of some spots. Let's just do a new layer. Oops. What's this? Is there a shortcut for new layer? There's got to be, right? It's good. It's one of these. I'm gonna push something that's gonna just explode. It's pretty subtle. Which is probably how we want it. Yeah, something like that. It's like chalk markings. Well, so be it. All right, eyes. Let us Control J to duplicate. Brush, eraser, pen eraser. Something kind of like that. Except when he's hurt or confused, his eyes will be wide open. There we go. So his idol is closed eyes. That's going to give him a different look entirely. All right. Hog. I guess hat could end up being like its own sprite sheet of hats. We might do something like that. Okay. Pig. Give me a new pig. Pig. Actor. Duplicate. The original Dabble World sprite. Just randomly. Duplicate. This is Hog Actor. He needs a new sprite sheet. Where Hog? Hog. Okay, so now this is gonna be fun. I need to update all of these to use this. Uh-oh. Oh, that's just a... Oh, I see. There we go. He's transforming. He's transforming. Oh no. Oh no. He's going ham. Okay, that one's broken. Your Piggle is evolving. So this needs to be width 200. There we go. And even the tail, which is now in a new... Oh, you know what? I could use the old tail. We won't. New tail is over by 200, down by 200. Over by 100. There we go. Oh, he's a hog now. He's Hoggle. All right, and now... No, he's very awake. That's just his idle eyes. And now we can just go into our enemy directory and create a brand new enemy. Hog. Baseline. Actually, I have a really good idea for... let's see here. Is it this one? There we go. A really good idea for baseline stuff to use here. There we go. He'll still have the regular enemy. Hoggle Sleep. New, yeah. Perfect. Now, we throw him into a fight, I guess. Why not? Why not? Bring it on. Oh no, his tail is a nose. How did this happen? Thought we fixed that already. Oh, is there something in the animation? There's something in the animation. Oh, I think there is. The tail has a region rect. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. Action tail. Class fighting map. So it's TF2. Why is there... What do you mean? Are you seeing double? It's so the reason is, whenever you, by default, each map zone does not have dabble. It's a blank. There is no dabble in this scene. But when you transition between scenes, the code says, "Oh, we're moving here. I need to add the player to the scene. I'll put him at the entry point and set the camera to follow him." And that works great for when you're transitioning between scenes. But when I'm starting the game, I need it to know, hey, if I'm not coming into the scene from a transition, just put the player at 0-0, at just the center point of the map, because I'm probably just doing this for debugging purposes. And that works great. Battle adds units separately. There is no player character wandering around a battle scene. So the one you see here is added by the battle logic, just the same as the partner and the enemies. The one you see here is the field player, like the exploration version of the player, who has been put in this scene that in the regular game he will never be put into, because in the regular game you will never transition into the battle scene through the normal scene loader. I wonder if these guys should be a little bit bigger or something. Yeah, it's probably fine. Alright, there we go. We added him. Wow, what a guy. Now we need to add the other variants. We're going to add one tied to a balloon and one with a helmet. And that's 3 new enemies. Wow, that's deep. Inside of you are 2 game modes. Battle and exploration. So let's duplicate this guy. Call that Hog. So there will likely be a 3rd tier of Piggle. And also we'll probably do Biggle somewhere, but he won't be part of the main line. Like, he's gonna have his own separate animations and weird moves. He's gonna be kind of an offshoot enemy, because Biggle is just that cool. Leg. Oh no. Oh no. Already I feel it spreading through my body. Ugh. I'm turning into Hoggle. Make sure that we're not doing the tail. Yeah, good. And then we need the nose to be considered width 200. That should do it. It's so easy. Wait, no. No! I can fix this. I changed the wrong one. Is the problem. Hey, Slav. We're doing good. We're doing some palette swap enemies. Okay, there we go. Perfect. He's great. He's good. He's super cool. Enemy directory. Hot Air Piggle now has Hot Air Hoggle. palette swap makes them unique. They're just a little unique. They're just a little bit different. Palette swap enemies, yes. Let me see if I can find a good example of a palette swap enemy. So it was a way in older games, and honestly newer games as well, that they would use the exact same drawing but just change the color to get more types of enemies. It was very popular in like old RPGs because it meant that the game didn't have to draw a ton of different enemies. They just had to draw a handful. Yeah, that's a good example, I think. Here we go. Let me see if I can pull this up. Just give me a... So here we go.
Has anyone seen that green jumping guy?
Germ Dove. Germ Dove, thank you for that tier 1 sub. 50 months. That's almost a deck of cards. And a year. Link, that's him. He started jumping. So in Paper Mario, you had Goombas, and then a different color Goomba, and a different color Goomba. And that made it so that the game had like 3 different enemies, but they only really had to draw one. Did you know that if you shuffle a deck of cards 1,000,000 times a day for a year, your hands will get very tired? It's true. Now you know. Oh, and I gotta make sure that when a hot air hoggle gets hit, we replace it with a regular hoggle, not a piggle. That's important. There we go. Flavor text. Incredible. Incredible world building. Okay. Let's test him. Make sure he works. He does look kind of sleepy. We probably should fix that. All right. Get him down from there. Uh-oh. Nope, doesn't like that. Doesn't like that. Ah, okay. That's not because of the new enemy. That's just because we broke enemy swapping. Negative style level? No, I don't think so. Although that was another clever thing that they've done to conserve resources but make games bigger. Link to the Past did not recycle map between Light World and Dark World. That was actually a separate map as far as I remember, but Ocarina of Time did recycle the map. Oh wait, now I'm not sure. Did it? Does anybody know? Does Ocarina of Time actually share map data? Like, surely it does. Isn't technically every level of gamer brightness in a game brand new palette swap. Well, I think palette swap has a deeper meaning than just different color of thing. Okay, so where are we here? Where are we failing? We have reduction is a dictionary. It shouldn't be. Oh, okay, so it's only if reduced damage. So we'll just say 0. Do that. Hello? What do you not like about this? Why are you giving me red here? What do you mean? Reduce damage. What? Oh. Oh. Right. There we go. That should do it. The fruits palette swaps. Okay. So fruits are not palette swaps because they are actually a different drawing. So in order for it to be a palette swap, it's a true palette swap. It's the exact same drawing, but with different color data. I'm trying to think of some good early examples. This may not be a true example. The original Mario Brothers, Goombas are brown in level 1 and blue in level 2. That said, I don't think they're supposed to read as a different enemy. It's supposed to be like a different lighting. That's why they're blue. It's because you're underground and it's dark. Mario 2, however, has different Shy Guys that do different things based on their color. I would argue that's a palette swap. In RPGs, it's typically the exact same drawing, but they just change the color data and bump up the stats and give it a different name. I think that dates back to at least the original Final Fantasy. Because Final Fantasy had tons of enemies. It's like, okay, this is just wolf, and now this is wolf, but it's green and stronger. Mario and Luigi are palette swaps. I mean, SMB 1, yes. Actually, if you want to go that route, Mortal Kombat, I think, had some palette swap fighters that you could choose from. Push enemy to the cloud. Is this where we talk about Twilight Princess? We should talk about Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess alleged having a Dark World, Light World shenanigans going on, but in practice, it did not. It did not. Ocarina of Time sort of did, but there wasn't enough interplay between past and future. Link to the Past did Dark World very well because transitioning between Light and Dark World was a major puzzle-solving element throughout the game. And I think that's what made that so good, is like it was just part of your moveset. And you didn't even get it until like the 3rd dungeon or so. It's really cool. Yeah, Slav. That's the right idea. Okay. Let's fight this Hoggle. Hot Air Hoggle. Never played a Zelda game. Dang it, we're in the wrong spot. Are you an enemy? You're not technically an enemy. Where can I find an enemy? You'll do. Alright, pop him. Okay. New enemy name is Hoggle. Enemy directory does not have... Do we not have a Hoggle? Do we not have a Hoggle in the enemy directory? Oh, because he's... Okay, because that's a case issue. That's a casing issue. All right. We're good. I just want to pop this balloon. Yeah, there we go. All right, cool. That's it. Uh-oh. That's not it. Wait, what? He's still flying. He still counts as a flying enemy. I can't target him with a ground-based attack. Didn't get him. Yeah, I can't use gear spin. He's technically flying right now. Okay. Let's talk about replace enemy then. How does that work? Alright, so it's supposed to be that the unit inherits the unit type. But... Okay. Battle unit is gonna do some silly things. Yeah, it's got an is flying flag there that we need to inherit. Okay, that might work. Maybe. Is flying a status effect? No, not in this game. It is a flag, which is to say, dang it, that's not the right name, is it? Okay, hang on. New unit type. It's a dictionary. So we get it off of enemy directory. Okay. We need to get. We need to do get. I don't like having to do this, but because JavaScript would just let you do this automatically. There we go. Get the key is flying if it exists, and if it does not exist, default to false. So status effects in this game are defined as conditions that last a certain number of turns and do something each turn that they are processed. And that something could be anything from changing the amount of health you have by a certain amount. I missed the timing. Lack of sound effects here is not great. Also, I want to change how Spring Fling works and have it do, I think, throw multiple bits of garbage that deal 1 damage each. So it's a weak multi-attack. Compared with the strong forward-facing attack. Give it to him. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Ba-da-dow. Into the void. All right, good. That works. Now we need a hat. It's hat time, everybody. I know how much you guys like the hat. We're doing the hat. File, open. Hat. All enemies are hats. Do we want to have separate hats going on here? We might have separate hats. But this is the right size of hat. That's the important thing to start with. Let's start with canvas size. Right there. Okay, that's where we're putting our hat. Army helmet. Born to hog. Born to oink. Wait, I can't put any writing on it because it'll be mirrored. But yeah, probably. I like Viking helmet. I like Army helmet. General Pig reporting for duty. Is this the right thickness? That looks a little better. Wow, so many hats. Oh, hi, Dupu. Your color was blending in. Couldn't keep track of who was who. If I ever run out of inspiration for hats, I can always just pull up the TF2 wiki. So did we ever break down exactly what is a Christmas movie? Snow. As per Directive 1. The Dupster Directive. Kind of a dirty green, right? Actually, that color will look really good against the Hoggle color. I wouldn't expect like a desaturated green and like a desaturated reddish brownish purple. If you told me about those colors, I would not think, oh, those will look good together. But I think these will actually like weirdly go together very nicely. Whee! Ah, very liberating. Ah, yes. Green. It's something about the shape. It's a little bit more. I guess the bottom needs to be a bit more of a bit of a different color, doesn't it? More of a brownish, yellowish almost, more like an olive color. There, that might be the one. No, wait. Go lower opacity on that. That's about it. What if we can get away with straps? Or if we have to go strapless? Oops, still low opacity. What do you mean, Germ? Oh, yeah. All right. That's. We'll let you have that one, but just a little bit. You can have just a little bit. Germdove is being a bit of a silly Billy. There we go. Just talking about hats. That's what I do. All right, so I'm gonna pull this one in, but we're gonna need to make some changes to hard hat Piggle over here. Yeah, because he's gonna be wearing 2 hats. Happy as a pig with 2 hats. All right, there we go. Now, pig actor helmet. We create hog actor helmet. And then actually move over to that scene, unlike last time where I was just recoloring the wrong one the whole time. Buffy is reporting for duty. Oops. Not that, not that. This. If fighting is to result in victory, then you must fight. Oh no, the transformation. He's becoming a hog. And that means we have to fix this. And this. There we go. There he is. No. All right. Enemy directory. Add him in. Incredible. Okay, but he needs a catchy name. He's not Hard Hat Hoggle. He's Lieutenant Hoggle. He's Sergeant Hoggle. He's Private Hoggle. Private Hoggle sounds good. Sir Hoggle. Put a big old like knight's helmet on one of these guys. A top hat doesn't add protection. They don't want to damage your nice hat. It's such a proper pig. All right, and let's just throw that in and confirm that the new enemy is working. Ah, Piggle. Wait, you can only have one hat. Stop being greedy. Ah, some pigs. I tell you what. Sure enough. Wait, that's already correct. Wait, what? Oh, am I in the wrong? I'm in the animation canvas. There it is. One hat per ear. And his tail's still messed up. Oh, that means he's probably got the reset animation on his tail for some reason. As though, I don't know why I decided, oh yeah, I'm gonna need to make sure that we don't change the region rectangle of the tail while we're running the animation for this guy. That would be awful. 200, 300. Well, that's why we check these things. We gotta make sure it all looks good. Oh yeah, you know that green and purple actually does that. I like that. That mesh is pretty good. Look at him bouncing in rhythm. Oh, because we got like a target camera going on here, huh? We got some sort of target camera. Seeing if I could mess with anything, but not so much. All right, cool. Well, that was productive. We got 3 new enemies, if you want to consider it that way. Technically, we have just changed the color of 3 existing enemies, but I'm going to count it. I'm going to count that as a win. All right. Oh, man. All right, hey, buddy. I probably need to change the code for these guys so they don't jump when they hit a solid, because the player counts as a solid. So right now, if they walk towards you, they just start jumping to try and get over you. Haha, I'm stealing him. He didn't used to do that, but I made a change to the code for when enemies pursue you. And both of them technically use the same code for deciding how to move to somewhere. Haha, crypto ad. You're supposed to have different ground, not grass. Why are you so small? Are you guys small? Are you a small frog? I don't... Why is he so small? I don't remember making him small. He's so tiny. What happened? Buddy. Okay, room E. Are you scaled down for some reason? As a matter of fact, yes. Okay. Why, though? Why are you scaled down? You are also tiny. No, you are not. You are regular. So it was just him that was like 3/4 normal size. Okay, we're better. We're good. Everything is fine. He has been corrected. Okay. And we got a pig. That's gonna be a tough one if we fight him now, because he's... Have at they. Oh, they both have helmets now. Satisfying. Technically a block. Good. None of these guys does extra damage with their attacks. This is fun. This is a fun game. Look at all these delightful characters. Okay, the blocking animation is still really like finicky. It's not supposed to be that. Okay. Cat needs a different mini game here. This was a placeholder. I just threw in the same one that Dabble has. Yahoo! Love the little dance. Oh, I mean, not a ton can happen in one night. Casually finishes the entire game. It's been good having you back. Oh, now this is all messed up, but it's supposed to be closer to... The camera's supposed to be over here. This whole room is probably going to get a little bit of a redo later. Because it was originally designed as one massive solid object, and the result is that you get these weird shadows at a distance, and the size of everything isn't quite right. Oh, I don't think you guys even saw that we've got waterfall sound effects now. That's kind of new. Kind of a nice little ambiance. Okay, this right here with the light on the wall and the shadow, I am almost certainly doing that wrong, but it works, so I'm fine with it. It's the dumbest thing. I'm definitely going to use the same technique in chapter 6 of the game. I've got a plan in mind for a little set piece. I'm not going to give too much away, but I need to have image, like light projection on the wall. And so I wanted to make sure I figured out how to do that early on to make sure it was feasible. Yeah, it works. It actually does what I wanted it to do. in the dumbest way possible. Oh, this needs a nice little, like a little wood block sound. And then a little bring. Whoa. All right. Eventually, a treasure over here. I don't know what treasure. Camera should follow better there. The fog here is just a flat scrolling texture with low opacity, and I think it adds a lot. There should be enemies here as well. We're gonna add those at some point. Okay. I need to replay through or like watch a playthrough again of Thousand Year Door. Because I'm realizing, like, boy, there's not a lot going on in Thousand Year Door if you take out, say, combat. If you dodge all the combat, there are some puzzles, but most of the time what they're doing is they're just making you sit there and read the plot. So it's like if you were to allow for like straight up skipping dialogue and stuff, like really fast forward the dialogue a lot, there's not much going on. Like the game ends rather quickly. I can see why they wanted to add so many little fetch quests and stuff. I don't agree with it, but I know I can at least see why they wanted to do it. This probably needs to be better. I don't like jumping along the Z-axis. It's not great. Whoa, splash sound effect. Fetch quest, yeah, there's a little bit of that for just world building stuff. Oh, is this broken? Man, I've moved the trigger somewhere. Yeah, exactly. Wasn't it just? And that's how you get across the river here, and you get to see the area you were already at, and I think that's cool. I think that's like, oh, I know where I am now. And it even has a different camera angle on this side of the river, so it helps reorient yourself, and you're like, okay, I remember where I am, and then you get across, and then you are, hi guys, and then you are ready to start Dungeon 1 finally. That is not yet available, and also this is not fully solid, so we're just gonna walk right through it. All right, we did the round. We've basically played through every area, not counting the dungeon, which still needs a lot of polish. Okay. What do we do? What do we do? There's a few things we could do from here. So one thing is close out these tabs about palette swaps. There's some other enemies we need. And we are gonna have to draw those. But we also need to finish drawing some more food, don't we? So I think we should probably do that. So let's do that. Let's open our icons file. where we left off. And no, Mac, that's far too dark. This is a bright world. It's not like a grim fantasy. It's very optimistic. Good wins in the end. And that's just how it is. It's my fantasy world, and I get to pick the theming. I wonder if this still works. Yeah! We got him. We got him, ladies and gentlemen. How many enemy types are you playing for? Okay. Alright. So... I've been using Thousand Year Door as my litmus test of like, okay, here is what a first-party IP has in its game. Thousand Year Door has about 100 unique enemies. Let me double check. Hang on. Let me get out my document of information. Okay, if you take out, and this is silly, but if you take out all recolors and enemy variants, and by variants I would count like pig with a helmet, pig tied to a balloon. That's just a variant of Piggle. And recolors, you take out all the Hoggle stuff. If you take out all of that, there are only 30 different types of non-boss enemies in the game. That's still a lot to aim for. I think we could do that. It would be tricky, but it's doable. Now, total, I think Thousand Year Door had like 100 enemies. And I don't know, I think that's... I don't know how many of those are bosses. Maybe it's like 110 if you include all the bosses and mini-bosses. And the weird stuff that's like enemy summons, where it's like this enemy only ever appears as like a minion to this other enemy. It's like, I guess. I would love to have at least 50 total enemies. That's with recolors and variants. But that I would like that to be like the absolute minimum. So I want to have plenty of variety. Now, the trick for making that actually possible is to be lazy when possible. Get by with less where you can. Because I feel like currently, the slowest part, the most time-consuming part of new enemies, maybe I guess this is like 90% of making a new enemy is drawing the assets, animating them, and then programming in the moves, like the special move logic of like, okay, it's going to spin around and then jump in the air and then land on the ground, and that sends out a shockwave. All that stuff has to be programmed in, and it's time consuming. But like things like stats and stuff is like, that's nothing. I guess I don't know how bad music is going to be because I haven't really gotten into sound effects for enemies yet. So we'll see. We will see. All right. Oh my gosh. Let's draw some jam. That's what we had decided on. We're gonna have some strawberry jelly in a jar. And then some like apple preserves. And then dragon fruit marmalade, or I don't know what we landed on for the dragon fruit stuff. Okay. 75, yeah. This one is cap off. Want to make sure we have like the threading. And we're gonna have it like dripping down the side a little bit too. Like that. That looks pretty good. Pot of honey. No. It's a jar of strawberry jam. Oh, and before I forget, for anybody who hasn't already heard, we're going to do a special stream on Wednesday morning. Me and Hovercat are going to get together and have a little bit of a kitchen Christmas bonanza. We're going to do some not quite gingerbread stuff. In addition to it, no. We've got honeycomb. That's all we need. Making this nice and white to start with, because then I can lock that. I think I can do like this here. Needs to be kind of a deeper color, doesn't it? Dragon fruit wine, just to be really out there. As a general rule, and this is not like because I personally think this is what the game, you know, like I'm trying to, you know, protect the viewership of the game or something, that, you know, think of the kids. I don't think there's going to be any alcohol references in the game, and that's mostly because that is the style of the type of game I'm going for, which is like very, I want to have sharp, witty, and sometimes a little bit like, what would be a good word for it? I want the voicing of the game to be very self-aware, a bit smart at times, sometimes like be the sort of things that, like, you know, kids aren't going to understand what the joke is here, but typically these games don't have any direct alcohol references. For a family-friendly game for a family-friendly channel. Get some seeds in here. It's just the style of game that I'm making doesn't have that. It's like nothing against that. I think that's fine in most games. But it's like it's a stylistic choice. It's like I have nothing personally wrong, nothing personally against. Like I have a bar, but of course, in the game it's gonna be like, oh, this is the juice bar. There we go. I think that looks like a pretty good jar of jam there. Okay, now we need the apple. Oh wait, now I need to make sure that we have this arranged properly. So we are balanced between 110 and about 180. We're gonna move it a little bit to the side. Get it at... Oh, Willow. Willow. You've been saving up. You've been saving up specifically for that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I was safe in my own stream. Now I have to get on the exercise bike. Zoom in so I can actually see chat from a distance. Oh. Oh, we need to change the music. This is like a 10-second loop. It would be going for 15 seconds. That's fine. Okay. All right, start. 10 minutes on the clock. Stream derailment in progress. Boy, our layout is just getting weirder and weirder. All right. Metroid Prime 6. Dupsters. Dupsters. Love the way that Barb said it. Dupsters. Dupu, how do you live with yourself, knowing that Barb said the word dupster? Like from Evil Dupu World 2, Dupu of Evil Dupu World 2 fame. What is happening? Well, Willow, good old Willow, went off and made a redeem. It's 2,500 channel points to derail the stream, where you get to pick something for me to do from a wide range of things that is not part of the normal schedule. One of those is 10 minutes on the exercise bike, because I need to have some exercise in my life, and having it as a punishment for entertainment is the best I can do, because I otherwise have no drive. to keep at it. So that is the derailment that is in progress. So I'm working on a quick map setup program for Dungeons and Dragons. There are a ton of really good map generators out there. It's gonna be 10 minutes on this bike, Willow. I'm gonna be burning like 70 calories. Which, quick aside, if you've ever checked like scientific, like energy, like as a measure of energy, calorie is a measurement, but the calorie that is on food, calorie count on food, when you see that, oh, this snack has 100 calories, that's actually 100,000 physics calories. The one that's printed on food labels is kilocalories in physics. I don't know why. How many detailed options are there? I mean, I used to keep a handful of old Nintendo Power magazines up here that we would spend some time walking down memory lane, looking at all the hot new SNES and N64 games that are about to come out in 1999. But I actually took those downstairs recently to clean off my piano, or my keyboard over here. Yeah, character creation is actually like really straightforward. But and yet, skills are more granular than in 5e. I know 5e has like, you have the ability to like, oh, double your proficiency for this skill. Lore skills are goofy. I've never seen lore skills really get used because you end up using other skills for lore. I do. I this past year I started trying out Pathfinder 2e, and I ran a campaign, a little homebrew campaign, for some friends of mine, and it went really well. We finished the campaign this past weekend, and overall I can say that Pathfinder 2nd edition has some really, really fun ideas going for it. So I'm going to try another campaign that I'm preparing, and we're going to do Pathfinder 2nd edition again. The action economy is a little bit different. Did I like it over 5e? I think they're both good. They're both very streamlined compared with 3.5, which is what I'm coming from. Over the past couple of years, I've done a lot of different systems, trying things out. I tried Dungeon World, Ironsworn, what else? 5e, Pathfinder 1, Pathfinder 2e. The only one I really didn't like was Dungeon World. Dungeon World didn't jive with me. Ironsworn is great, but everyone kind of needs the same kind of buy-in because you can just kind of make the rules as you go if you want to an extent. Like, D&D is very simulation-y, especially 3.5. So it's like if you put these goblins in front of the party and things go poorly, you can just lose and that's it. In Ironsworn, it doesn't feel like you really can lose unless you feel like that's what you want to happen.
I will say, Al, you won't have to worry too much about backstory. Most of this campaign is going to be very... It's a mega dungeon, so it's going to be very bottle episode for like 20, 30 sessions or so. I actually don't know how long it's going to last. Jeez, it's hot. I'm out of shape. Okay, the hook. All right, I'm gonna nerd out. I'm going to go over because we still got like 3 minutes on this thing, so you guys all get to hear the lore of my currently longest running D&D campaign is. Maybe the longest I've ever done, now that I think about it. Because the one before it that was the other contender for longest had a lot of breaks. All right, here we go. Info dump. All right. So, it started... I've actually got the book on the other side of this room. The first actual Dungeons & Dragons kit I got was a 3rd edition starter box and the player's handbook. The starter box came with a set of dice, like 8 pre-made character sheets, and a very abbreviated set of rules and an adventure book. The adventure book contained 6 adventures, and they are my go-to for introducing people to 3rd edition. And it works fine on 3.5, you just have to remember some of the different rules. So, I got a brand new group together, consisting of one of the guys I'd played with before back in college, who kind of lived nearby, my wife, my wife's cousin, my wife's father, and a friend of that other friend of mine. And out of this group, only 2 of them had really played D&D before. So I got the very unique opportunity of introducing like 3 people at once to D&D for the first time, which is great because they don't know all of the tropes. They don't know all of the tried and true, obviously this person's going to double cross us because, well, that's just how these games work. They don't know all the tropes. And so you can present them with an adventure like there's a princess in the tower and it's being guarded by a dragon. And you can play it completely straight with no twists, and they'll be like, what a great story. That was such a good story. And so it's really good. It's really fun to play with new people because everything is new to them. And so even the old stuff is fun to run. So I ran those 6 adventures as an introduction to kind of get them into it. These are just like, you can plop these into any campaign. It's really basic stuff. It's, the unicorn in the forest has been captured by goblins. Go rescue the unicorn. And then it's like, the mines. There's hobgoblins in the mines. You gotta save the dwarves. And the crypt, the necromancer is there at the crypt, and he's up to no good. You better go see what's going on and solve the puzzle to get in. Very, off-the-shelf stuff. And then, of course, we get to the end and like, okay, now where do we go? And so now I start writing a campaign out. And so what happens? Well, I decide I want there to be some kind of, like, thought out in advance, something with some payoff. So I write up a prophecy, and on an actual physical index card, and I set it away on the counter, and I make sure to point it out when we start the homebrew adventures, and say, we're gonna see this prophecy by the end of this season. And that becomes kind of the big thing, is that there is a prophecy, but they don't know what it is yet. So the general idea is that the cleric of the group has received a prophecy, but he doesn't actually know what it is. He has to physically be in front of the person who needs to hear it, which is the king. And so, honestly, this would be needless detail. They go on adventures to get there, and along the way, there's, a demon has emerged and is wreaking havoc at this town, and we can't really stop to help, but we can help a little bit here and there, and along the way we learned that, that's weird. There's like a scarcity of silver for some reason. It's all being, the king is requesting as much silver as possible, and we don't know why. That's weird. And hey, there's a dragon with a broken manacle on its leg. That's also weird. There's a lot of weird things, but also we're doing like regular adventures along the way. They get to the capital, and the king. Oh, and along the way we learn the story of the king, that his wife, the queen, died some 10 years ago, and shortly after, he lost his daughter, the princess, as well. And since then, he's been a bit of a shut-in. Like, okay, we'll try our best to get an audience with him regardless. And so they go, and they find that everybody's being very hush-hush. Well, it turns out that they diplomat their way in and learn that the king has been transformed into a turtle by vile magic. Well, they have a druid in the group, so druid just talks to the turtle. Turns out the turtle doesn't know what's going on. Turtle's not the king. That's just a turtle. The king is actually being held captive elsewhere in the castle. The turtle explains all this. A very helpful turtle. And so they go and they learn, there's this evil wizard lich of some sort far off in the mountains who is trying to puppet the government here from far away, for some reason trying to funnel a lot of silver his way for some kind of nefarious purposes. And so he's trapped the king in the castle. There's a fight. They free the king. Hooray. And now they're in front of the king, so they get the prophecy. And so the cleric, we open it up, and the cleric is allowed to read the prophecy to the king. And it promises of great strife and cataclysm unless the blood that runs is returned. And the king knows immediately that it's talking about his daughter, the princess. Big reveal, she didn't die. She ran away 10 years ago and has been missing ever since. Oh. I did my biking. I paid my dues. Oh, Mac. That's the end of season 1 of 5. Okay. I will say, Al, I did put all of this into a journal document in Foundry. So actually, I might be able to just... Oh, jeez. Hot. Here we go. File, share. Copy link. Okay. Send to Al. There we go. I can't stand, I mean, I guess I can stand it, but pre-made, my problem with it, I'm gonna hurt my throat talking this much. Does it have the hook? Probably not. The hook is, you guys need to investigate something in the mountains. That's the hook. You are being hired. You have been hired. You have reason to go, and that may just be money. Or for the good of the kingdom. Either way, you are doing reconnaissance. Oh yes. So season 2, let's get into it. There goes my throat. I'm gonna get a cough drop. How about that? I could just do that. And then we can talk all night. Can you be looking for something? I would say it's not great to be looking for something, because for the most part, you will be trapped in this mega dungeon. So it can still work, because, I mean, one of your goals will be to get out of the mega dungeon. If it is a cat, I swear, Al, if you are looking for your lost cat, I kind of want to copy paste this jar. My pet snail. Okay. So season 2. So now we know that the Kings. I'm tempted to just start the campaign, to start season 6 in the dungeon. Like, you guys are in the dungeon, trapped, go. I think that could work. Because the entrance of this is like ruins. Now, you guys are not after an item, more of after information. So Season 2 took the players into the mountains to the west, which is also where Season 6 is going to be. The mountains are the Red Scales, a dangerous place, mostly wilderness. So the king needs to find his daughter, because apparently cataclysm will happen if his daughter is not returned. So the party splits. The cleric is going off to find the princess, while the rest of the team is going off to do reconnaissance in the Red Scales. And so the cleric rolls a new character. We keep some old characters and get some new characters, but it's mostly same players. So they know that this lich is hiding out in the mountains somewhere, so they need to go and check it out. And we do a hex crawl campaign, which is tons of fun, by the way. Apple. It needs to be kind of like orangey. So Hexcrawl campaign, I have a pre-defined map of the mountains with adventures and points of interest for them to explore. And I really played to my strengths here because I actually programmed... What is a mega dungeon? So you guys are going to be plopped in a dungeon and exploration begins, and then the dungeon just keeps going and going and going and going, and there are like defined areas of the dungeon with different themes, but it's all one interconnected massive dungeon. There will be occasional places for social interaction and rest and purchasing and resupplying. But the idea is that this is one dungeon that will take you from, let's say the dungeon starts with you guys at level 2 up to, I'm thinking maybe 8 or 9. So you will be in a variety of places, but physically it will all be one structure. Okay, so the main team, the reconnaissance team heads out into the wilderness because their goal is, hey, figure out where the lich is and what he's up to. We need all the information we can if we're gonna fight this guy.
We need to know what's up. And so they go off through the mountains. They find a lot of things. Notable thing is lots of different orcish strongholds out here. Different tribes of orcs that don't seem to really get along. I want to put chunks of apple in here. So maybe a little bit more yellowy. Get some of this. Get some of this in here. Yeah, that's like some sweet fried apples there. There's a lot of orcish tribes in here that are not getting along. There's a green dragon living up on one mountain somewhere. There's some old ruins, like a whole city that used to be out here, it looks like, that they don't know about. They find a mysterious engine in the basement of an old shed on top of a plateau that they never figure out. And finally, they do find the Lich, and he's got like 20 or 30 red dragons chained up outside of a big stone tower way out here in the wilderness. They're like, okay, got it. They leave, end of season 2. Here we go. Apple preserves. Like, tempting to just say, do it again. You know? Make it pink. Season 3. What's going on with the hunt for the princess? Leaning Wizard. Wizard's really fun. If we're gonna have a caster, I would rather it be you. Spellcasters, you have to know the spells. And in the previous campaign, we had a sorcerer who didn't really know his spells and all. You know how it is. It was like, okay, so there's one guy that is very organized and always knows his characters inside and out. It's like, okay, I've researched this. I know what I can do. I know all my moves. I'll even help the other players who are struggling. He's the other forever DM of the group. Me and him have been swapping back and forth a lot. And he played a monk. And basically, he used the exact same set of moves for every fight we played over the course of like 20 or 30 sessions over the last campaign. It was like, well, I really only have one option here. I'm going to do this, then move here, and then hit him with the flurry of blows, and that'll be the end of my turn. Roll, roll. Okay, there's the damage dice. Done. It's like, he's like, out of the current group, he's the one that should be playing the one with lots of options, and he's playing the one that has like one option. Wait, does that include... Oh, it doesn't. Oh well. Season 3 had a gimmick. and I didn't include it in the list of recaps, but it is in the Foundry notes. So Season 3 had some asymmetrical information going on. So the cleric was off to go find the princess, but did not want people to know about his mission, so it was kind of kept mostly under wraps. Meanwhile, so the king told him, okay, according to these other prophecies that we've had, because the king like obsessively records prophecies, because as it turns out, that's a useful thing to do in these kind of settings. So, after lots of research, they find a prophecy that's like, okay, if you want to find the princess, you got to go out to these islands and reunite these old artifacts. There we go. Echo Knight. I don't even think I saw Echo Knight. I had a lot of fun I did a 3.5 game where I got to play, which I don't get to actually play a lot. But the last 2 campaigns I played in, I played a bard because I like the support role. If you build your character right, you can actually be very impactful just aiding others and like just trying to get into flanking positions. There you go. Dragon fruit. Oh, we should put maybe some streaks of purple and green in here. Let's try that. Oh man, he just doesn't have it in him. Doesn't have that madness. Let's try this. Let's kind of gradient into the bright green here. Ooh, hang on. That kind of looks kind of nice, actually. That's not how it would actually look, but you have to admit. All right, there you go. Nice. You gotta find those insane ancient artifacts. 3.5, I tried a build centered around positioning, so like really high tumble, so I could basically just flip over enemies straight through their squares. And whip as my main weapon for tripping. And it worked out all right. Okay. I think that's enough different colors to work here. Okay, so season 3. The cleric is going out to this archipelago to the south, where all the different islands have like a piece of this old artifact that has to be reunited because prophecy said so. And then he's meeting up with all the other players who are all new characters. The king has said, this is the ship you need to hire out. It's the fastest, it's the most reliable. Make sure to get this ship. And so that's how the party comes together. They're getting paid. They don't know about the exact mission. They're basically just getting a lot of money to take this guy around. And what the cleric doesn't know is that this is not actually the crew of this ship. These guys were burying treasure for their pirate captain. And while they were on the island doing the shovel work, their captain's ship gets boarded and sailed away without them. So they're stranded on this ship, or on this island, with just the rowboat and the treasure. So they're like, all right, we either die here or we die at sea. Let's roll the dice. And they just head out into sea in this little rowboat. And they find, randomly, a ship. They hail it, no one answers. They climb aboard, there's no one on board. It's a completely desolate ship. There's no sign of a struggle. Very mysterious. And I think about it and like, we have a chest full of treasure, and this ship has just been dropped into our lap, perhaps as an apology from whatever divine forces stranded us on that island in the first place. I say we go for it. This is our ship now. We're now the owners of whatever the ship is. And so they pose as the owners of that ship, which just so happens to be the ship that the cleric is told, you need to get these. This is the guy who can get you where you need to go, most reliable. And so they're both hiding information from each other. Very fun campaign. I added in a trade minigame where different islands would have different commodities for sale and different prices at each island. So there was a supply and demand thing. And as a reward, like for small things, as a little reward I could throw in, I would give them a little bit of information about rumors about, hey, they're buying this for a lot right now over at this island. So they would get a little bit of insider information. So they're piecing together this shattered shield, an old artifact from a long forgotten war. Slowly, the truth comes out that these are not the sailors that they were supposed to be, but they'll still help. But oops, maybe we should have told you about that. Too late now. Let's make a little cake. Let's make a few little cakes. Let's make a little shortcake. A strawberry shortcake. Let me get some images of strawberry shortcake here. Yeah, just a little simple. It's a little simple, biscuity looking texture, cream, strawberries. So then, they have a few run-ins with this random lady they find. Oops, I don't think I wanted to do whatever I just did, but whatever. They find this lady adrift on the sea, and they pick her up. And she's like, just get me off at the nearest land. I'll pay you. She gives a name. Turns out it's a fake name. She's a pirate captain who's been mutinied. They help her get her ship back. They ride along with her for a bit. I don't remember the details of why. But it turns out she is a feared pirate captain. And also, she is the one that stole one of the pieces of the artifact they were looking for the whole time. The last piece they needed was on her ship. And so now they have all the pieces. She sees what they're after, and she's like, no, I'm getting rid of that. It's in her box of keepsakes. But they see that along with the shield piece is a picture of the king and the princess from 10 years ago. Plot twist, she was the princess all along, and now that they've reunited the pieces, they learn the truth. And they make it back, and then they learn that in their absence, the king has died, and they don't know why. Even through season 4 and 5, they still haven't learned what happened to the king. So that's still an outstanding question. The turtle. Oh no. It was right under our noses the whole time. Let's see, I want to do a nice dark outline. Let me pull up this picture again. I need to really look at these cakes. Okay, good. Man, this is making me want some cake. Let's see here. So kind of a little crumbly, impenetrable. Can't get through. So that was the end of season 3. Is okay. They have the princess who they need to get into power. Maybe we think, but who's gonna believe us now? Because the one that sent us on this secret mission that no one else knows about is now dead. So they're in a real pickle. The season 3 crew is. Season 4 was the gimmickiest gimmick campaign that was a lot of fun. Season 4, I really love the system that I came up with. I decided that we don't get to play enough different characters during a campaign. Everybody's always playing like the same basic character type. We're gonna mix it up. You're all orcs. You are part of one of those orcish tribes that you were evading in season 2, and you are you're each a shaman with the power to puppet willing or very simple creatures, mostly for reconnaissance purposes. And so you are old, frail orcs that are doing missions to help your tribe, because you're at odds with these other tribes, and also there's this mysterious figure in the west that is asking for star metal to make into an alloy, and is promising power and riches in exchange for it. So the tribe is using this puppeting ritual, this sort of possession ritual, to do reconnaissance as like birds and animals. But now they found they can do it with other orcs as long as the orc is willing to have it done. And this lets them play as any 4 random able-bodied orcs. So every adventure is them playing a new set of vessels with different abilities, different strengths and weaknesses, and they're completely disposable. So the idea is they can do really dumb strategies on the idea that it doesn't matter if this orc dies because we'll just get another one. It was very intentionally meant to be a little bit heartless. Go, some strawberries. And so what made it interesting is instead of doing XP, every mission would have certain goals, and the more they met, the more assets they would get to level up. They could either choose to have stronger vessels available from their pool, they could have better equipment to outfit their group, or they could have better, more valuable missions available from their list of tasks. And the whole time, hey Popples. And the whole time there's like this other sort of story going on that they're getting bits and pieces of, because they're physically there in the stronghold the whole time, and trying to piece together this other mystery of what's actually going on, related to this mysterious, powerful figure in the West. And so they find that it is not a huge twist. It's the Lich from season 1 who is trying to enlist the orcs, but he's having trouble getting them to agree. So he's trying to kind of pit them against each other and kind of corner them into a deal of, I'll let one of your tribes join me. First one to say yes gets the opportunity. The rest, I'm sorry, you've missed the boat. And he's trying to do a lot of deception to make that. He's trying to sell that angle. The orcs are kind of wise to it, though. They figure out what's going on, and all 3 tribes are banding together. Yay, teamwork. But how are they going to stand against his, like, 30 dragons? So they go in to investigate. They actually ask the big green dragon in the mountains for information before they get eaten. But it's okay, because it's just some replaceable orcs. That was just the way of things in this campaign. And they learn that these red dragons are very simple-minded. Like, they are not vastly intelligent dragons for some reason. They don't know the detail why, but they're basically just like trained dogs. They have no will of their own. They're just doing whatever this guy wants, and the green dragon doesn't really know why, and then he eats the orcs. And so they're like, all right, we got to get up to those dragons and see what's going on. So they do so. They stealth their way up, and they're like face to face with these red dragons. And then one of the players, I'm very grateful, had a stroke of inspiration and was like, wait a second. So these things are pretty simple, don't have much of a will of their own. Can we possess the dragons? I was like, yeah, you can possess the dragons. And so they do, and they have a little bit of fun with that. I was hinting at them so hard. I was like, please notice, I've given you these pieces. I had this idea like halfway through the campaign, is like, this is how it ends. This is how it ends. I get it now. And they weren't picking up on it. And then finally, one of them was like, oh, wait a second, guys, I don't know if this will work, but... And I was like, oh, thank you. So they do a little destruction. The Lich ultimately figures out what's going on and is like, okay, you're pretty clever. I tell you what, you guys can be my dragons. In exchange, I won't destroy all 3 of your tribes, and I'll protect them as long as they agree to work with me. What do you say? I'm like, well, this is probably the best deal we're gonna get from this guy. So, and also we get to be dragons, so that's pretty cool. So let's do it. And it's like, all right, first order business is we're destroying the king's prophecy archive library that he's using so much and getting so much useful information out of. And that was the end of season 4. And I had a blast with that, and I really wanted, if I could have done that one again, I would have fleshed out the between session story a lot more, because I think there could have been some really interesting stuff going on there. Does this need a plate? This needs a plate. This definitely needs a plate. But yeah, it was a great one. I wanted to add a little bit more of like, oh, you guys are getting like, you're not pleasing your superiors. They're plotting against you. You have to escape, even though you guys are not combat capable. But that never really came to fruition, unfortunately. But that's fine. It was still a great campaign. The most unique one we've done to date. Is this next season going to tie back into the prophecy? Okay, so season 6 is going to be, all right, we've gotten our reconnaissance. We know where the Lich is. We don't know about his phylactery or anything about him, really, except that he's really got it out for our kingdom. This is a problem. We need to deal with it. We're sending another group to investigate a place that might have information on his history. And that's you guys. That's the season 6 team. There is a place in the Red Scales that was found by the season 2 crew that is likely to have useful information. You guys are going in now that season 2 has kind of charted the area and knows where it is. So now you guys are going to go in to see if you can figure out what can we do about the Lich, how can we deal with him, because also there's background is, okay, yeah, there's also this prophecy business, but like immediate threat is this guy's sending dragons at us. We need to figure out what we can do about him. So that's where you guys are going to be coming in, is you are going to be investigating some old ruins in the Red Scales. Oh, why is this still white? Dang it. Or not white. I need it to be... Oh, give me a background layer here. I want that to be not transparent. You guys are going to be investigating some old ruins that may have clues into this guy's history, and maybe we figure out where his phylactery is, or other weaknesses, or other things we can leverage against him. That would be useful. Main idea is, while exploring, you guys find a place that is very promising, and you are going to delve deep and basically going to be stuck there. Maybe physically, maybe just because this is definitely where the information is. We have to go deeper and find it. Something here is going to help. We have to get in deep and find it. That's basically going to be season 6. Is one massive dungeon delve, seeking information about a very powerful entity that honestly not a friendly guy. Okay, 700 is there. 600 is... this thing is a little bit tall. This thing is just a little bit too tall. Squish it down a bit. That's quite a cake. So, although it's not specifically talking about the prophecy, it's all on the backs of it. Like, we know that Cataclysm is coming. We think that this guy is kind of part of the Cataclysm that has been prophesied. Going from there. As long as the character and backstory you come up with can, reasonably be part of the team and not be ready to immediately go evil wizard, then we're in good shape. Like, it's definitely, like, the fact that you are researching the history of an evil wizard would fit nicely with your backstory. Okay, not evil, just mad. All right, this is just misunderstood. He'll never get that. Not with that attitude, he won't. Oh, see, that's too far over here. We got 100 to 200. Okay, so let's move it over about like that. That might have to get a little bit smaller later, but for now, this is okay. Season 5 was Dungeon World. We tried the Dungeon World system. I was not impressed. Yeah, good motivation. That reminds me, I'm gonna send a message tomorrow. I want to figure out if the other guys have any ideas about what classes they want to play. All the great wizards are mad. Yeah. Oh, I actually have I saved a clip because, because I knew this would come up at some point. Let me see here. Because when introducing you to the rest of the party, this is going to be relevant. Let's see. No, clips I made. Here we go. This is the one. View clip.
Leaderboard on this. Who the hell is William Axel?
So that is one of the that is going to be one of the people that is going to be playing in this campaign. And I haven't showed him that clip because he doesn't care who Dupu is. He doesn't know anybody. But it all comes full circle. He was there all along. He played Pen Pal. I did give copies of Pen Pals to my D&D group. Let's see. I want an apple pie slice. I want a nice slice of apple pie to draw. Oh, that looks great with the ice cream on top. Need to pick that up. We should do next time I do like a big event of some sort. We should have a key giveaway or something. Because I think I still have a handful of Steam keys lying around that I never ended up using for anything. All right, let's see here. Apple pie. Okay, don't just draw it from the picture. Visualize what does a slice of apple pie look like. It goes like this. The fourth. The fifth, the flaky crust, don't want it to look too much like a pizza. Like that. And then lots of little bits of apple coming out. Oh wait, hang on. We need to actually have the base of our apple pie. Oh, it's gonna look delicious. Oh, it's gonna be delicious. First, we'll do the whole thing, and then we will lock opacity so that we can be a little bit messier. I'm doing it again, aren't I? I'm leaning too far forward. Let me check. Oh yeah, I'm cutting my face off here. But I can't draw from way over here. And I can't reposition my webcam because then I'm not going to be in front of the green screen. The green screen ends like right there. So I gotta be like way back here, not leaning towards the screen. Okay, lock opacity. Okay, we'll give it some brown. We'll brown it a bit here in a bit. Let's give it some nice. Apple pie. Okay, and then let's kind of let's use this a bit. Low opacity. A little bit more more saturation, I think. A little bit more reddish. Oh, there we go. That's the color. Oh. Pie. Oh, yeah, that's it. That's that golden brown. Steam lines. Maybe. Yeah, the crust wasn't done yet, but now, oh, that actually looks pretty good. That looks pretty good there. A little definition on a little bit of definition on the apple slices here. Oh, that looks good. Oh, yeah. Okay, where is the 200, 300? Right about there. And then 600, 700. So right about there to center it. There is an animation, yeah. There is actually an animation for, oops. Let's see here. Let's get into a fight. It's minor, but, and it depends on the item as well, about exactly what it does. So healing items, at least the basic ones, will heal some combination of health and mana, health and energy. And so it looks like this. Just like that. And if you do mana, then after the hearts do their thing, then it separately creates little lightning bolts after the hearts. So it goes hearts first, then they go in, and then lightning bolts. The little do-do-do-do-do-do was actually really fun to do. Because I just do a pitch shifting system. Hello, OBS? Did you forget who you were capturing with this robot reaction? Hello? There we go. I just had to shake it a bit until it remembered. Yeah, the art style, it's coming together. This was one of those things where it's like, oh, wouldn't it be nice to like sometimes people will say, oh, I could draw that for you. And I've had, in a lot of the games I've done, I've had people like create art while I'm building the game, and I'm like, I appreciate the thought, but I need the art style to be consistent. Like having, even if the art that's given to me is better quality than what I'm making, I would rather have it all be the same level of crappy. Thank you for the follow there. Appreciate that. All follows are anonymous. Okay. Dragon fruit surprise. What is that? I don't know. This is already looking really nice. What did we decide? Image is busy. What did we decide this is gonna be? I guess I need a plate for the pie. A small plate, maybe. Yeah, and the base cake has to be done. Which might just be a little cupcake. Might just be a little cupcake. No, it's dragon fruit. It's gotta be dragon fruit. So let's... Alright, Hey, how about this? How about we just use this as a base? See, but now we're out of range here. No, 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 hang on, hang on. Not you, just you 2 layers. Stop, stop. Just these layers. Just these layers. No. 200 to 300. That's like barely in bounds. Well, it's not on the plate exactly. There we go. $200 to $300. That'll work. Okay, just making sure it's in the right area. Parfait. Dragon fruit cake. There's so many options. We're not going to do it tonight because we're about out of time. But we'll be back again for more of this on Wednesday night. And hey, speaking of Wednesday morning, there's going to be a little bonus stream for those of you interested in such a thing. Make sure it's not floating here. It's actually on the plate, you see. Bonus stream on Wednesday morning, where we're gonna be building a little gingerbread thing. Dragon fruit desserts idea like cake. I'll have to look that up. All right, we got some new items. We got 3 new enemies. New. 6 items drawn. No, 5 items drawn. Yeah, we've been bonus streams out the wazoo lately. It's been good. I'm gonna have to redo these module assets here. So these are interesting in that I'm kind of doing them in grayscale a little bit so that the game can handle the color. So that I can have kind of the same art but different color, at least for now. Oh wait, I've been leaving stream derailment text on the entire time. Good streamer, good streamer. And then that just kind of colors it and adds an outline. But it's like I use one tile for the icon, and then the multiple tile for actually like how you can position it. This little outline was really hard to do, but it's absolutely necessary because otherwise you couldn't read like, oh, which of these squares is part of a single module? Is it these 4? Are these 4 part of one? Is it these 5? No, you gotta have the lines. Very important. Very important. The menu flip is fun. I don't know what... He's supposed to be right here, and he's not here. I don't know where he went. It really bugs me that this isn't working. He's supposed to be right here, just doing his little idle animation. And I don't know what a bob is. But we got bits and bobs. Data is your XP. Bits are coins. Bobs, I need to come up with what they look like and what they are. But it's gonna be effectively the little extra treasure. Like there's a limited number in the game. It's the star piece. Ow, you get it. It's the star piece of the game. Like they'll be useful for trading for important items. They're not required to beat the game, but they can make it easier. For the most part, it's going to be something that if you're going to 100% it, you're going to want to get them all. Because there will be a specific number, and if you want to get all the prizes that you can trade them for, it's a different currency, is all it is. Like looking back, Thousand Year Door had like, you had coins, then you had star pieces, and then you also had shine sprites. And I'm sure there were some other things as well. Cat. Wait, why does it do this? That's not how that's supposed to work. Oh well. She has a little victory animation when you mouse over her. Mouse over when you select her. Ba-da-ba-dow. All right, guys, we did it. We did a stream. I did a bike. Is there anyone on that we know? Short's not on streaming anymore? What a jerk. What an absolute jerk. Alright. No stream tonight. Or no stream raid. Whatever you call it. The thing with the thing. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you Wednesday. Bye.